A lost and abandoned city of the old world, with no greater evidence of this melted and buried post-apocalyptic realm we live in. These are the ruins of Ani in Armenia, Turkey. One can only imagine how much deeper these structures go, or how grand this city once was, complete with its own star fort and a church smack dab in the middle of it. And surprising yet, the intricate cave system, hand-carved, or at least they say hand-carved into the side of the mountain here. There is much buried beneath our feet. This was one city I believe left abandoned after the reset, and never came back to. History is nothing more than a set of lies agreed upon, and then sold to us as unquestionable truths. Research the mud flood and fall of Tartaria.
Hi everybody, here with Mickey Moo. He's still with me.
Yeah, the Tuesday. Monday, sorry.
Monday, yeah. You didn't want to go, did you?
No, of course not. Too much.
It's alright, I've got a knife at his throat. Yeah. No, I haven't.
Not again, please.
I
give in.
I don't take victims.
No.
Anyway, I love him, so it's okay. Yeah, anyway. This video, Mickey sent this one on, and there was just a few more, wasn't there? So that's what I've done. I've put the others in as well. But when he's talking about this place in Turkey, look at his house. It has a star fort. So, Mickey, what do you say?
Yeah, uncanny, like, feel like you've done a couple of weeks back. About a month ago.
Probably we did.
About a month ago. To where, like, you know, everything bricked and melted. All these star forts totally destroyed in the same way. Yeah, uncannily.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good little video, this. Really good. Shame it's a short one, though.
What do you mean, just that one or all of them?
All of them.
Yeah.
Hidden,
These are
destroyed.
obviously other people's videos. Most of them seem like they're on Facebook or TikTok. I can't see their name, except obviously TikTok comes up. But obviously, we really appreciate people making these videos.
God, yeah, because they're finding it, you know.
Yeah, and putting those questions out. Yeah.
Especially this one. Yeah, it's like a factory just built on top of it. Yeah.
Yeah, so people might not even know what they're in. Oh, there's a funny brick wall over there, isn't there? It's only when you do the aerial views you get to see what it really is. You know, now you know there's a star fort there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mickey.
Yeah, thank you, Karen. Exposing.
You exposed it, Mickey, to me.
Thank you.
Welcome to the ruins of Finlarig Castle, near Cullen in Perthshire, Scotland. Finlarig was built by Duncan Campbell of Glenorchy in 1629 to exert his control over lands he'd stolen from Clan MacGregor. And this building is the haunted family mausoleum, and the spirit of Duncan Campbell is said to still wander here. Campbell acted as judge, jury and executioner in these parts, and was noted for his cruelty, earning the nickname the Black Campbell. But in 1631, Campbell's time ran out, and he was buried here alongside his ancestors in one of these tombs. Definitely not a place to visit on your own in the dark.
So much has been about mysterious beings.
No, well, on this one, it's quite amazing that the building is 3/4 of the way under the, you know, like there's stuff.
Yeah.
Like a mud flood.
Yeah.
Well, or is that the roof and everything, and then everybody's kept walking on it?
Well, no, some of that roof might want to fell in.
Why is it? Yeah, but look at the. Sorry.
Look. Down the hill.
Yeah, but that's where's the red? This should be well down then.
Sure, you've got some red tiles there. Look.
Yes, but Mickey,
Lovely
this is too low. This should be up here.
Yeah, but you know it's.
So what's this? What the mud's come slurrying through?
Yeah, because it's like a slight bank of the hill.
So how long's that been derelict, do you reckon? That's Mickey's thoughts.
Yeah, Scotland. Easy.
Yeah.
I don't see that.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I hope you could hear what he said. because Mickey doesn't have. It's so low, his voice.
Yes, very low. I do apologise.
Yes, but not that low, just low in volume.
Too many cigars.
I've just tapped the back of his head. Speak up. Right, next video.
These are the true titans of the sky. This is the first worldwide flight of the Graf Zeppelin in 1929. Just look at the fanfare and crowds these beauties drew, and compare that to the Wright brothers' flight. Very bored and very small crowd. It's because the people wanted travel like this. And that is why the narrative shifted, with one false flag ruling them too safe and dangerous, causing the fear to make the people's choice. Same as today, fear is a powerful driver and motivator. History is nothing more than a set of lies agreed upon. Set of lies they agreed upon. Question everything, friends.
Here it is. Here it is. This is an announcement for the Sun and Moon Family Channel. And coming from to you is Karen Petit today. Take it away, Karen.
Very funny, Mickey. Mickey, thank you very much. Did you think that was a bit weird that these two could be filmed like that? So they didn't wobble or anything, and I know it was only about 4 or 5 seconds or something, but there was no wobbling, and just it's like they've got a fan on them, and they're on the ground with a fan going, and someone's filming, and oh look, the music says we're flying round in New York.
But they're actually 5 foot off the ground.
Yeah, something like that.
On the stage.
Exactly, Mickey. So, Mickey, when we were talking about this the other day, you were explaining that Zeppelins are at the wrong height. Like, they're so close to the buildings, all they've got to say is, "There's the Zeppelins! Boom! Boom!" Destroy the town.
Well, I think you might be on about the Bauer thing.
Oh, yeah, maybe it was them. But again, the Zeppelins are very close to the buildings, so you just have to see a Zeppelin and kill it.
Good thing about a Zeppelin, they don't go any height, a certain height, So they just hit the wind and away they go, Just steer it in the wind, floating ship in the sky, But in them days, it's like
they've got engines on now, haven't they?
Yeah. 'Cause even in them days, it's like even for me, it's like they must have had a great fear to destroy this, thinking like, because if it was me, I'd think, my God. They could bomb us with this at night, silently. And that was the whole thing, wasn't it?
Because these things were silent, you mean?
Yeah, like a silent killer. Because it'll float at night, and just drop the way it goes, and you wouldn't know.
And even though they mention them,
they want to hear noise at
it's
night,
kind of been written out of the history to what it is now you think, was there millions of them and everybody was travelling like this? And they could have got to the pyramids like that, or whatever it is. It's just that, or is it just that they've put that into your mind that that's what it could have been when it wasn't? I don't know now.
Well, I think with this, free travel, anywhere you want to go around the world, really, isn't it? Land anywhere you want, go over any city you want.
Yeah, but I was really shocked when I saw the inside of the Hindenburg.
I really like it.
Because that's going to be the next bit of footage. We'll go on to that bit next.
First class.
Go, Mickey.
Oh, okay. Bye.
Go.
But I was just thinking, could this be the reason why they got rid of the Zeppelin balloon as well, is to so they can hear these planes when they have a war.
Oh yes, you did mention that. What Mickey's saying is because I'd mentioned the Doodle bomb.
38.
That thing. They could hear it coming, all the planes, and then suddenly there was a silence, and they knew then the bomb was dropping.
You wouldn't know where it was dropping, basically.
Yeah. And he's saying Mickey's saying is these things were silent, so they could have snuck in and bombed everybody.
Yeah, at night. Yeah.
Yeah, and we
Silently.
wouldn't have known anyway
From a great height.
because they're not that high.
So that fear factor in it, all of that would have came into play.
No, they got rid of them really, didn't
Especially
they?
if
Oh, the
If
Hindenburg.
we've got Germany with a good toy, you know what I mean?
This says this
State of the
film was happened an hour before this thing caught fire.
Yeah.
And I find that really
I think,
strange because
well,
in there is
I
floors
think that's a bit bullshit.
with
That.
hotel rooms in them. But look, there's not one window. Why
Yeah.
would you want to stay in there without a window?
Hindenburg for me is a bit staged, a bit like actors and shit.
I don't think it. Nikki, no swearing on
Sorry.
Sun and Moon.
Pardon my blah. French. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
don't.
Hindenburg, yet again, it's like
No, I don't think that something's wrong with all that.
even the commentator was over exaggerating such a thing. You know what I mean? And like it was just too. The way it was happening was just too too stage set. You know.
Do you think it was just a setup to stop? So
Yeah,
that's how they
yeah.
got rid of. They got rid of them
bring
that
it-
way.
yeah,
Whether
they're
it was
saying
true or
to
not,
bring
or there's another
commercial
truth,
flat.
or whatever it is. But that's how they put them in and then they get rid of them.
Also,
Or is it because people saw them on pictures? So it's like they had to put them into history, but there's something else has happened to these things.
yeah, they've been taken out. Yeah.
It couldn't have just been one.
It's-
It couldn't just been the Hindenburg that did it.
This is commercial travel.
And then why would you use such dangerous gases?
Well, that's another thing about these Zeppelins. Apparently, there was three secret ingredients that went into the gas that kept them afloat. Now, and this is, I think you can find this encyclopedia, you know, where it says it. There was 3 secret ingredients that are not known, you know.
So maybe they didn't use a secret
So,
ingredient.
but what could that have been? Could that have been that the gas that energised, that took the ether and used the electric, you know, to power them little engines?
Oh, this is the League of
So,
Gentlemen
you know,
time
well,
again, isn't it?
see what I'm saying?
We don't know if that's a proper time, but what it seems is that in this league, we call it the League of Gentlemen,
To make it go
they were a
hundreds
lot
of
more
miles.
advanced. They had pneumatic trains. They just were far more refined.
See, for me, yeah, again, the planes, yeah, in them days would only go a certain distance. Like you get these really that went round the world, isn't it? Get to England, like across Atlantic. When these were doing it in like a couple of days, in comfort, with no worry, not dying in the sea, trying to get there.
Well, how do we know any of it's
just-
real?
But
this thing, I
It
just
was.
don't believe this story. I just
It's
think
just-
that we can't go back and sort it out or look at it properly. It's done. That's what
Yeah.
they said. That's the
People
only
of
bit
our
that's going to
past
be
that-
in our history now.
People of our past, you know, generations gone would have known those sort of things from there.
Didn't we see one the other day when the
It's a shame.
person's talking about it? Was it these? And they're saying, look how many people are really looking at how this flight's happening, but look what happened with the Wright brothers. Nobody's taking any notice.
Yeah, again,
Yeah.
something that was already there. Took them.
Well, but Patricia found that.
Freemason.
Patricia
Reich,
Listen,
brothers.
Nicky, Patricia found that.
Reich.
We have no
Sorry.
idea. Even the Wright brothers, when they took off, after taking off, they went electric. Well, they pressed the
Well,
button. Yeah, they were
It
electric.
was in that time, wasn't
Or
it?
they had something on board the plane, and then when they went to land, they turned it off and they landed through the plane, or whatever
Yeah.
the other way.
Yeah.
And Patricia found that. But anyway, let's move on.
Zeppelins, you don't need a lot of fuel. Get around the world. You float.
I don't know if I'd choose to go by
Because if
Zeppelin.
you
Hey,
this
darling,
is
it's
what
just
killed
called fire. That's it.
commercial flight of this day. I bet it's. I think the tickets might have well been cheap, but
It's got no
they're saying
windows.
£1,000. I know, but it's just.
Would you
If-
want to?
if we'd
Hey, darling,
kept
let's
that
go on holiday.
technology-
We'll never be able to see anything.
But if we'd have kept that technology, it's as green as you can get. You can't get any greener.
yeah.
See what I'm saying?
But they need
Two
windows.
little outboard motors, 1,000cc, and away you go. And you got 100 people on it.
They're supposed to
And a
have
hotel.
living rooms and
Come on, let's
kitchens
go.
in there.
Yes. How'd you keep that up?
But
How
how
much
ridiculous
does
is
that
that?
weigh on the ground altogether?
Probably a
And
lot.
yet, so this secret ingredient of gas was a little bit more secret than we think. Do you understand? That's what they're not
Well,
saying.
maybe it's
to
that
lift all that weight.
Maybe
and
it's that
metal?
secret.
Come on.
It's that thing I captured in the sky a few years ago. I showed you, when
Or
it's
maybe they're using the same as
twisting
what
round,
they-
around, whatever it is. But yeah, let's move on now, Mickey.
And it's getting deeper, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got deep, mate.
Yeah, too deep, mate. Proper deep.
Let's move on, Mickey Moo.
Okay, Caribou.
They sold us a tale on these World's Fairs, telling us these were just temporary. Built in less than 2 years. This was the World's Fair at Buffalo, New York in 1901. How are we to believe that any of this was made to be temporary? Does this look like cheap material, made hastily? Does this look like newly constructed grounds? Even the interior of the buildings look like they've been there for some time, and not a bit of it looks temporary. The logistics and the manpower for all these World's Fairs, popping up literally nearly every year, would be astronomical and impossible, even in today's time. But why would anyone do this at such a loss of profit, only to be torn down again and again and again? Again, just like in Chicago, they even built a canal system for this fair. Just imagine the manpower alone to dig out a whole canal system in 1901. And if they were such easy feats, able to be pulled off yearly at that time, why haven't we continued to do that? With modern technology, this should be easily pulled off. And yet, you see nothing like it. These were the remnants of far grander civilizations, paraded out by the controllers. History is nothing more than a set of lies agreed upon. Research the mud flood and fall of Tartaria. Question everything, friends. Until next time.
Yeah, when we watch these, it is so hard to believe that these things, if they're real, were erected for 6 months or a year or something like that, and then they were going to get rid of them. And you said you saw pictures of them being erected, and it was just wood and things.
Yeah, that was about a year ago. You know, I mean, like, with a few photographs of them being all erected, but for me, yet again, these photographs could be like building other buildings, like representing these real ones, you know, just to show like the.
We have heard it mentioned in films.
You know,
I favored the film when she said,
like a fake
"Oh
set.
yes, when the mud flood came, everybody died."
Oh yes, that's right.
In the film, yeah, with Judy Garland, wasn't it?
That's the one. Yeah, the World's Fair. Film.
And that was an old film, you know, it's like the 1940s or
I think
something.
that was called the World's Fair, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I've got a theory about the World's Fair. I wonder whether we've had a lot more white cities,
Certainly.
even though there are still some white cities, or remnants of white cities, and this is them destroying the white cities. But I don't know why they were white.
True prosperity.
Why are they white?
Well, white's pure, isn't it?
Look, the thing is, we can all say, oh, look at that, but they built Notre Dame Church in the end of the 10th, early 11th century, and when you look and see that, it is absolutely, well, until they destroyed it a couple of years ago with fire, an amazing building. How could they do all that? If they could do that in the 11th century, say 10th, 11th century, this is peanuts to them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Slap it up, it'll be up in a couple of weeks.
Yes, different learning together.
But we weren't there. It's hard to know if any of it was real, or is this how they camouflage history to get just to get rid of things?
Yeah.
Why tell us they were there and they were all destroyed? And like these people are saying, what they're saying is that, you know, oh, 1 year it was San Francisco, oh, it was Chicago, oh, it's in France. These things were happening regularly. What? Let's spend all that money erecting it and then we're pulling it down 6 months later. That doesn't add up.
Create more jobs in the industry since place.
But, you know, we've just shown that there was a star fort, and you said you found one where it was a lorry park, and
Well, yeah, oh god, the triangle point of it, like one of the leaves was literally, it was a lorry yard. It was like, you know, and where the entrance was, like the cut through the mound, it was just, That's great. You'd never have seen that anywhere. Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't even know it was there. But because I saw it like from the 1700 old map, and I just traced it back to Google, followed it, found the wall, followed it straight across the river, there it was. You know, totally destroyed.
But you've done that before, because we did one in France, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because the whole building was in the town,
Yeah,
and they lived in it.
Totally, yeah. I think it was a Jim Dillinger one as well. I got him from the brother.
Maybe it was
Yeah,
before you. I don't know. I can't remember now.
Yeah,
we
good
did
few
one
years
like
back.
that.
Good few years back, yeah.
We went across to. I'm sure it was you.
Oh no,
Yeah.
but a few weeks back we did.
Months. No, we're talking about nearly a year ago. We did that
Oh,
one.
Jesus.
Anyway, what's everybody else's thoughts on all this? Is this? It's like there's always yes, no, maybe yes, no, yes, and you can't work it out.
I'd like to know who knew they were there in the first place.
Why destroy so much, but leave some of it behind? Because they didn't get rid of the Eiffel Tower, although that was a big structure to get rid of. But there's certain things they did leave. And this is maybe why the Middle East is being destroyed, because they have a lot of it, or they've had a lot of it, and they don't want us to see it.
Yeah.
Because how could we be that advanced to build all this? But, you know, to me, I think it's more like, I just put them as the League of Gentlemen. I think that's before the rotten Victorians,
well,
to be honest.
Well, we've got the Georgians and the Victorians.
Before those Victorians changed everything, which is why they were changing it,
Georgians done
there
that
was
as well.
this,
Pardon me, French.
you know, a bit like League of Gentlemen. I don't know what they were, but I just put it in that thing because some of the things when you watch the League of Gentlemen films is them.
Yeah.
So it's League of
Carriage.
Gentlemen, but this is like League of Gentlemen stuff. I mean, you know, we now realise that we had electricity a lot longer than they've said we have, right? And they said that they used some of these fairs so that they could sell electricity, but that can't be the case because we already had it. Maybe not everywhere. Maybe it was a bit like half of America did and half of America didn't, sort of thing. Maybe, but we had electricity, so these fairs couldn't have been about electricity.
It's more of a
So
producing
you know,
war.
when you look at history, it's always an arse.
I think the art was producing more electric on the
Yeah.
more energy you can produce. You know? But somehow in them days they could get it for free. Many
Yeah.
and plenty.
Probably all free energy, yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely.
And far more advanced so that
Yeah.
how they can have us in horses and carts. It's just ridiculous.
Just to get there.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to move on now, Mickey.
But we had trains going to these white cities. And these tracks
And
going
canals.
for thousands
He was
of
talking
miles.
about a canal being built there.
Yeah. And
You can't just do that overnight. And then he said they were hand up with
this
buggies.
is the thing. And yet, there's railway tracks all over America that have like covered over, of course, and sort of people to discover them. And they were going to the white cities, And these
I
are
think they've just
thousands of miles.
destroyed,
So
we've
you
got
can't-
Bowood House. The original house was lovely. They got rid of that. In fact, you wouldn't even have known there was a house there now.
Going there in style. Yeah.
Why do that?
I don't know.
It's just all crazy. Anyway, we're moving on now, okay?
even
Mickey, we're moving on.
The French welfare, where it had 2 Eiffel Towers, it seemed. Because the houses were sort of like underneath an Eiffel Tower, then the next it was like they weren't. It seemed to be 2 Eiffel Towers in the French white city. Very strange. And for me, I believe that people literally lived there for real. Because when I saw like an hour's work with 2 French brothers that made this whole movie of the World Fair, it was about an hour and 10 minutes. But it had every movie that I'd seen previously with shortcuts of it. So this was the whole thing. And as it was going along the canal, on one side it was like everyone had their washing out, and there was white curtain linen in the curtains. And I'm thinking, my God, there's people in there. They're living there. It's like you think like it's a holiday place because it's a star city. You go, oh, it's like you think it's a holiday, but it ain't. To me, I literally believe that they literally lived there. Part of that wondrous life of, of freedom. Let's say, better luck than we have today.
Do you think it looks Roman-like?
Well, a bit Russian-y.
Russian-y?
Oscany.
Not Roman.
vodka.
Although the Romanovs are the Romans.
Well, there you go, you see. You go in Romanovs and you look at that, you go, ooh, taste of a Kremlin. Yeah, with the domes, the onion domes.
Yeah.
But, we're taking power off them. They're like your points.
But just amazing. But we don't have any proof of it anymore. I mean, look at some of these buildings. Just look at it. Anyway, Mickey, we're going on because we've got a bit more to do.
Jolly good. That fucking giant there.
Hang on for a minute, and here we are. We're back, aren't we, Mickey? We're back.
Yes.
Anyway, what it is it was a really nice little video, but the music he put on was, what was it? Rolling Stones.
Painted Black.
Yeah, so we couldn't have that, so we're talking over this. But he was talking about the fact that this is Mexico City in the 1900s, and again, it's all sophisticated. Look at, like you could have said that was London or Paris or Russia or...
First time I'm seeing it.
Yeah, look at the big buildings. Bet they've been destroyed. Could never let you know that in reality these buildings would have been there. They have to have bet they've destroyed them. Yeah. Big cars. You wouldn't know it was there, would you? You could say it was Paris. London.
This is part 2 of the 1915 World's Fair in San Francisco. And stick around at the end for the most beautiful shot of it at night. Just look in the background, full-grown trees. None of this is temporary. At least it wasn't meant to be.
So, sometimes I have wondered whether they can make things look a little nicer than they really are. But I don't know. When we look at most things, we're only looking at cartoons. Like, that's a cartoon, that's not real, whatever that was. I don't know, is that real? It's supposed to be, I suppose.
Touched up the colour.
But again, look at it. 1915 World Fairs. Look at it. If this was real, it would have been fantastic.
Of the St. Louis World's Fair in 1904. So just observe this footage and ask yourself, in less than 2 years' time, and not even St. Louis proper, but on the remote outskirts of St. Louis nonetheless, all these buildings, you can say temporary materials or whatever, all this landscape and architecture, all those fully grown trees. Not only that, maybe a couple of those buildings, you can say they slapped together in a couple of years, but this canal system, you see, this was all dug out by hand with horse and buggy, or so the narrative tells us. On top of that, you're going to add fountains. I mean, what's the rush? You only have 2 years, plenty of time, right? Meanwhile, back in present time, it takes twice as long for them to build a road next to my house, and only half that time for it to fall apart again. You gotta remember, it wasn't just one of these world fairs. They were doing these almost yearly, all over the world. The immense amount of materials, temporary or otherwise, and skilled craftsmen to pull that off alone makes these impossible with the narrative.
Carried through to the end of days. When we reach there, there's something I must say. Please let me see your smile once again. Please let me see your smile once again. Once again. Once again. Once again. 'cause in that quiet night we all feel.
Mickey's favourite bit are pneumatic trains. You like pneumatic trains, don't you? It's very strange. I think this is the League of Gentlemen time that I put it in. I don't know what it is, but it's that time. I just call it League of Gentlemen.
Super rich time.
Yeah, and he says the rich and the elite. Do you think that's true?
Yeah, the only ones who can afford it, isn't it?
Well, I suppose if everybody else is out in the cotton fields and the farmers are then, you know, looking after that, then I suppose they had to go round in pneumatic trains. Yeah. But we do very much appreciate the people putting these in because they're good. You know, they're still, you know, they're like, we've done most of this, but it's good because other people are doing it and it's being you know.
Yeah, regurgitated.
Yeah. By you and me.
Me.
Yeah.
Me and you. Lots and lots of things to do. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Mickey Moo.
Only English kids will understand that one.
And if you're about 60.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, on to the next bit.
Yeah, why not?
This is Moscow in the winter of 1908. Even in the snow, people seem to carry themselves with a certain grace and dignity that seems to be lost today. But my favorite part of this video is get a load of this giant cannon, complete with giant cannonball. Could you imagine us trying to pick that up, even with the horse and buggy?
Mickey was quite commending my computer today as it didn't jump. But we're adding this in because I think he's playing, what is it, Pink Floyd, so we're just cutting in here to break the video up. But yeah, actually what we didn't say on the little video, I don't think, was that Mickey wondered whether this place also was a white city. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's a lot more building underneath them as well.
Yeah, you have to speak up, my darling. Don't sit over there, they'll never hear anything. Anyway, we're just going to move on now, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're moving on.
I would love to see one of those little people try and operate that big cannon. But we all know that cannon was the previous owners, not these inheritors.
We found the cannon, didn't we? We found it again. I mean, it does look like quite a beast, but when you just stop the footage, none of it looks right to me. It just all looks wonky. That's what I see. But look, Royal. Look. Anyway, we're just going to continue with the video. We had to sort of break in a couple of times because of the song.
Yeah.
Just hoping it goes through with these couple of break-ins. But as is the gun. And of course, you know, I said in that bit of video, you know, if they're building buildings like this, guns like that, let me now wake up everybody.
Our history is nothing more than a set of lies agreed upon. A set of lies they agreed upon. Question everything, friends. Until next time.
Yeah, Mickey's looking at this and saying, you know, was it a bunch of giants? But I don't know if that ball sits very. I don't know if that looks real now. We've just stopped it here. But I was
They're for another purpose, though, aren't they?
It's probably early harp or something.
Yeah, probably.
Let's seed the sky.
Yeah,
We need to fight tomorrow. I don't even know if all that's true.
some of these cannons in Russia are quite ornate, you know, even when they get smaller. You know, they don't even have any firing pins or anything, or anywhere to put the powder on top to make them fire. But they don't know, so this is why they don't think they're cannons. You know, even though they are cannons, but look like cannons, right? You know, but yeah, they weren't fired at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah. museums.
Because I was going to say, Mickey he's gone on about the cannon, and no disrespect, I understand that, and it's big, but I'm not sure if the pictures are real and they haven't added the cannon and made it look like a great big cannon.
It'll be still
You
there
thought
today.
more about giants, didn't you?
Yeah. Well,
But what I was thinking was, stuff the cannon. Yeah, I know it's beautiful
It's
and
in
wonderful,
that
but
region,
just
isn't it?
look at all the buildings. Look what they could do. You know, just everybody's got to get over it. If they could build those kind of buildings, and even the guns, these people were far, far, far more advanced. So what happened? That's the bit we're trying to work out, I suppose, isn't it?
Mystery life.
Yeah, and on to the next bit.
It's a safe bet that's probably exactly what these were. And not just in Blackpool, but look what else. Nearly identical tower, the New Brighton Tower. Again, built as just a tourist observation place, they tell us. And only built in a couple years. These and the mooring stations on many buildings would have made air travel accessible to even the most remote towns. No airport needed. And I, for one, would definitely be okay with taking a little bit longer to get there to cut down on the hassles of an airport. They tell us the New Brighton Tower only took 2 years to build, and in less than 20, they tore it down due to neglect. But when you look at these airships docked with an actual mooring station, it becomes quite clear what those observation towers most likely were. Much like here in Chicago, they say that this mooring tower on top was just for decorative purposes and was actually never used. And then they just removed it and left a hideous flat-looking top on the building today. History is nothing more than a set of lies agreed upon. Set of lies they agreed upon. Question everything, friends. Until next time.
So do you think that the Eiffel Tower and the Blackpool Tower were those things? So they weren't actually going for free energy and, you know, doing it all through that, through the towers?
A mooring tower.
Well, you wouldn't want more people to it if there's electricity's flying through it, would you? So what would it then? Free energy machine? Or a docking tower?
Yeah. Like I say, people are throwing out those mountains, aren't they? You know?
So there has to be a lift on there to bring the people down?
Oh God, yeah. Same as in Blackpool Tower, isn't it?
I don't know. I get the bit
Got a
about...
platform as well.
Why couldn't those things just land?
Well, they could.
You know, you see... Yeah, I know. I don't know about the docking towers. I don't know. They just don't feel right. Darling, look, we've got to go down there. I don't know. Did they walk down?
I think it might would have been more...
They couldn't have taken suitcases then, could they?
But this one we're looking at now, this is a mooring station where it's like it stays up. It's just like a parking dock. Yeah.
Well, why would they have to
They'll
park
even
it
fill
up there
They'll
then?
even fill it up with gas from the nose here. Yeah, like a big.
Right, okay.
That's the mooring tower, so they hold them, so they don't have to be on the ground.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah.
So when the wind blows, this here at the top, the nose spins round. Whatever the wind, like a wind.
Well, have you ever seen that?
Yeah, the wind will blow it round.
Have you ever seen it?
But that's because if you
but have you ever seen a video on it?
No.
It's funny that.
But you know that's.
So I don't know. You don't find video. You don't really find when you think that there's masses of videos of these hot air balloons. There isn't, or they've taken them off.
It'll be a big spindle on top, turning, so that when the wind blows, this nose doesn't get ripped off. So when the wind blows to one side, the balloon moves to one side, like a flag. So when the wind blows, the flag will flutter. And the same with the ship. Yeah. So if it's on the ground, it can be pulled anywhere. Pulled off the men's hands and their ropes. A lot more difficult.
Yeah, I don't know.
So when it's moored, it's a lot more stable.
Yeah. Thank you, Mickey. We have to go on now because Mickey wants me to add a bit more to the video, don't you, Mickey?
There's a little bit more needs to know about engineering.
We're going to add a bit more. Mickey found out a bit more, so we're going to add it now. So, this is Hitler's Northern Utopia. And these now look very similar to the World Fairs.
Ow. Yeah.
Which is a bit strange, really, and like they never happened, did it?
Well, this is the thing. It's like these buildings here are like 20 times bigger than any building you can anywhere in the world.
Hang on a second, Mickey. We're going to make one bigger. Hang on. So this is called Utopia.
What's it called? Hitler's Utopia.
And it says Germania City. So obviously for Germany. But what does it look like? It looks like one of the World Trade Fair places. Similar.
Mm.
But it never happened, did it?
No. Yeah, it was his dream, wasn't it?
But you said the buildings look much bigger.
Well, apparently these buildings could house about 10,000 people in each one, and people would be living in them. Yeah, so it won't be like they're like the flats of the buildings and everything that you see.
But he never built it.
But to me, it's like if you're living in a place like that, then you're living in a place like the white cities, the white fairs, you know.
It looks like another one of those. And what colour is it? White. 1 second, we're going to go to
Yeah,
another
it'd be
picture.
all white.
Yeah, anyway, so we thought we'd just stick this in because it's very, very similar to... It's very, very similar to the White Cities or the World Trade Fair things. And this would have been the 1940s.
Yeah, you'd have that. Literally.
But you know they like their stories. Their his stories.
Yeah,
so...
yeah.
And it could have been real. And dumped in with Hitler.
But yeah, again, it's strategic. It's all planned out.
Isn't it weird? My dad respected Hitler not because of what he did to what he supposedly did to the concentration camp site, but the fact that to my dad he turned this place round and gave it all this infrastructure and all this stuff, and he admired him for that. And when you look about it, he didn't get the trains, he didn't get this, and he's sitting on the side of a track with a book while they're uncoupling the trains. It's all a load of rubbish, I think, somehow. But maybe this was there, or something like it was, and they can... I don't know, what's everybody's thoughts of Utopia? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, that's it, exactly.
What's your
What
thoughts?
are your thoughts? You know? For me, this is like, you know, it's like, it's yeah, again, a bit uncanny to where it's like the white cities, you know? It's
It is, yeah, like, but it's been dumped in with him, and supposedly he never built Mickey, and that's the 1940s. Look at that with a bloody eagle on the top of it.
Yeah, that's the model, isn't it? Yeah.
Look at that. Well, what's everybody's thoughts to that? That's Mickey's little find. He's been looking things up, haven't you, Mickey, about it?
Well, yeah, I've known this one for many years, but it's only, you know, as you get older, you sort of put two and two together and you start seeing the things for real, that are real, you know, and then you ask the question.
And that looks, if that was his plans, that looks more like Russia.
Yeah, the flats, yeah.
I wasn't expecting to see that place looking so much like a trade centre thing, and you're thinking, oh my god, it's so complicated, isn't it, Mickey?
Yeah, I'd say, yeah.
But we're going to do a little bit more homework on this one, aren't we? Maybe look up a bit more.
No, you know, remembered it. You know, been a bit deeper than we think.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mickey.
Thank you, Karen.
Yes, thanks for helping me make that video, Mickey, and exposing Utopia
Yeah.
to everyone.
Yeah, we'll look forward to doing a bit more research on this. And we'll just come up, fresh out of my brain from years ago. Yeah.
Well, it's obviously there because they're looking at it, look.
These are the models. I'd be surprised if they kept them. But you know the Germans.
Anyway, thank you, my darling.
No problem. Thank you.
10-10 till we do it again.
Ta-ta for now.
Okay then. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you.